So you're thinking about a move to Canada. You've probably heard of Quebec, right? But here's the thing. It's not just another province on the map. It's a choice that comes with its own unique set of rules, its own rewards, and one really, really big question. So today, let's break down what it actually means to choose La Belle Province. You know, this one sentence really it nails it. We're not talking about a simple change of address here. We're talking about a different culture, a whole different rhythm of life, one that's deeply rooted in its French-speaking identity. It's a promise of something totally unique on this continent. Because, let's be real, beyond that romantic European feel, there's a practical side to all this. Choosing Quebec means making a series of trade-offs with your money, with language, and even with the immigration process itself. And those trade-offs could either make it your absolute perfect home or a really frustrating experience. You need to know which one it's going to be for you. Okay, first things first, let's get one thing straight. Quebec is not just another province. Thanks to its unique history and its status as a distinct society, it has a level of autonomy, of self-rule, that you just won't find anywhere else in Canada. And that directly impacts your journey as a newcomer. So let's get a quick lay of the land. We're talking about a place with nearly 9 million people. Its economy? It's a modern powerhouse, a leader in high-tech fields like AI and aerospace. But the most crucial detail here, the one thing you have to remember, is its identity. Quebec sees itself as a French-speaking nation within Canada. And that single fact, it shapes everything else we're about to talk about. All right, for anyone thinking of immigrating, this is where the path to Quebec takes a sharp turn away from the rest of Canada. It all starts with 3 letters, CSQ. The CSQ, the Quebec Selection Certificate, is basically your golden ticket. And you gotta pay close attention to the wording here, selected to settle. This isn't just a suggestion. Unlike any other province, Quebec gets to pick its immigrants first. Only after you get their stamp of approval can you even start your application with the federal government. This is what people call the 2-step process. So step 1 is all about Quebec. You have to prove to their ministry that you're who they're looking for, that you have the right skills, the right education, and, this is crucial, the right French skills. If you pass their test and get that CSQ, then and only then do you move on to the federal government, which at that point is mostly just handling the final background and medical checks. Okay, let's say you've navigated that whole legal process. Now for the fun part. Where are you actually going to live? Because let me tell you, Montreal is not Quebec City, and the lifestyle from one place to the next is dramatically different. Let's start with your wallet. I mean, this chart tells a huge story. Look at the average rent for a 1-bedroom in Montreal, about $1,700. Now look over at Toronto, $2,600. That's a $900 a month difference. Affordability is, without a doubt, one of Quebec's biggest selling points. And this table here gives us some even clearer picture. You've got Montreal, the big, buzzing, bilingual hub for AI and tech, but then you head over to the capital, Quebec City, and your rent drops, but the environment becomes 95% French-speaking. That's the heart of government and tourism. Or, hey, what about a city like Sherbrooke? It's even more affordable and really built around its universities. Each city offers a completely different economic and language reality. Now, all this affordability, it's not an accident. It's part of a bigger idea, what a lot of people call the grand bargain of Quebec. Think of it like a social contract you sign when you move there. It's a high-tax, high-benefit deal. So first, the tough part. The combined sales tax is almost 15%. And income taxes? They're the highest in Canada. So the amount of money you actually take home from your salary, well, it's going to be lower here than almost anywhere else in North America. There's just no sugarcoating that. But this is the other side of the coin. This is what you get back. For less than the price of a fancy coffee, you can get a full day of high-quality, subsidized daycare. If you have a family, this benefit alone can be worth thousands and thousands of dollars every single year. So here's the best way to think about it. There's something called the social wage. Your cash wage, what actually lands in your bank account, is going to be lower because of those taxes. But your social wage, the value you get back from things like $9 a day childcare or university tuition that's thousands cheaper than other provinces, is one of the highest on the entire continent. Okay, we cannot possibly talk about Quebec without talking about the French language. And I need to be clear about this. It is not an afterthought. It is the absolute center of the society, the law, and your potential for success there. I mean, this visual makes it crystal clear. Sure, you might be able to get by with English inside the bilingual bubble of Montreal, but that is the exception, not the rule. As you can see, the rest of the province is overwhelmingly French-speaking. In the capital, Quebec City, for example, 95% of life happens in French. And the day-to-day implications of this are huge. Your rental agreement, government services, your kid's school, it's all going to be in French. And, as we mentioned, most immigration programs now require you to prove you can speak French. So really, the only winning strategy is to embrace it. Don't look at it as a barrier. See it as the essential tool that unlocks not just a better job, but the entire culture. Which brings us right back to our final question. It really all boils down to this. Are you willing to trade a little bit of your cash wage for a much higher social wage? Are you ready to dive in and embrace the French language to get access to this unique, affordable, and really vibrant culture? That right there is the Quebec bargain. There's no right answer, only the one that's right for you.